Good evening, everybody. Welcome to SHN Sports presentation of Georgetown Eagle Baseball. I'm Wally Harmon here live at Marble Falls High School in the middle of nowhere, Texas. For tonight's ball game, the Georgetown Eagles on the road. We are in round 2 of district play to take on the Marble Falls Mustangs. The Mustangs look to avenge the loss in the first meeting of the year. Back on March 17th, Georgetown beat the Mustangs at Eagle Field 12-0. Tonight's ball game a little bit different as Georgetown sits atop the district standings with 3 other teams at 6-2, and Marble Falls sits at the bottom with 2 other teams with Glenn and Eastview at 1-7. Georgetown 18-3 on the year, 6-2 overall. Cedar Park 14-6-1, 6-2 on the district as well. Rouse 17-6 overall, 6-2 in district play. Liberty Hill 18-4. And 6-2 in district play. Leander 14-6. They are 5-3 in district play after being run rolled on Saturday by the Rouse Raiders. And then you have Eastview at 1-7. They are 4-14-1 overall. Glenn at 8-14, 1-7 in district. And the Marble Falls Mustangs 5-11, 1-7 overall. The Marble Falls Mustangs, we'll go to their starting lineup here before we get things going for your Eagles. The Mustangs in the white pants, purple jerseys, white numerals, white lettering across the front. That says Mustangs with the purple caps, white lettering MF on the front for Marble Falls. The Mustangs purple, white, and gold. They'll go this way tonight for the ball game. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 11, Jake Carter. Batting second, playing catcher, number 4, Isaiah Roman. Batting third, playing second base, number 14, John Zamarippa. Batting fourth and playing right field, number 13, Kel Cochran. Batting fifth and pitching, number 5, Bryce Atkinson. Batting sixth, the DH, number 20, A.J. Scoville. Batting seventh and playing third base, number 17, Kyle Curtis. Batting eighth and playing first base, number 8, Brady Elwartowski. And batting ninth and playing center field is number 12, Evan Nikowski. So you'll have Carter, Roman, and Zamarippa for the top third for the Mustangs. Cochran, Atkinson, and Scoville, the middle third. Curtis, Elwartowski, and Nikowski in the bottom third for the Mustangs. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back with the Eagles starting lineup and a new segment tonight as we'll kick things off with the official Doppler Dave England forecast, game time forecast, here for you live from Marble Falls before we start tonight's ball game. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back with Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. Here live at Marble Falls High School, Marble Falls, Texas, for tonight's ball game between the Georgetown Eagles and the Marble Falls Mustangs. Coach Jordan, a mix of Jaron and Jordan Vieira, and the manager, coach, cheerleader, and all things Georgetown baseball, Jared Frimmel, out at home plate for the meeting with the umpires. The Georgetown Eagles in the road grays. Gray tops, gray bottoms, Georgetown blue numerals and lettering outlined in white. The blue Georgetown blue socks. They will be out of the first base dugout. Understand tonight's a different angle for you. We are propped up above the top of the first base dugout, above the team with the camera. Bear with us. We'll have to move throughout the game to catch plays, as it's just not set up here for Marble Falls for us to be up in the stands and get a good set up with the different poles and everything they have in the background. And so we're down the first base line, a little bit different look for you tonight, so just bear with us. A 2-man team. Kelly Duvall, my regular color guy, is on the road in Florida this week. He'll be back with us next week for, I believe, 2 of the 3 games and possibly the coaches show, but he'll be back next week. But we stepped into something new, and we'll bring it to you here in just a minute. The official Doppler Dave England game time forecast for Eagle baseball. And so they're meeting at home. Coach Vieira, in his 3rd year as the head coach here for the Georgetown Eagles, 7th year at Georgetown on the coaching staff, an alumnus of Georgetown High School. His assistant coach here at the varsity level is Coach Chad Payne in his 2nd season with the Eagles. We'll go to the starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles. Little changes here and there tonight on the road at the Mustangs. Leading it off, playing second base, will be number 2, E.J. Davis. Davis in the leadoff spot, playing second base. Batting second and catching, number 19, Zachary Mazik. Mazik, the catcher, and batting second for your Eagles. Batting third and playing first base, number 25, Reese Bell. Bell, the first baseman, batting third for the Eagles. Batting cleanup tonight and playing right field, number 6, Landon Heil. Heil, the right fielder, and batting cleanup for the Eagles. Batting fifth, playing left field, number 3, Ty Klaus Keismore. Klaus Keismore, the left fielder, batting fifth for the Eagles. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 20, Riley Leiniger. Leiniger, the third baseman in tonight's ball game to start it off, batting in the 6th slot. Batting 7th on the mound and the DH is number 5, Logan Smith. Logan Smith, your pitcher, and in the DH slot in the lineup, batting number 7. Batting 8th and playing shortstop tonight, number 4, Wade Denton. Denton with the start at shortstop, batting 8th for the Eagles. And batting 9th for the Eagles, your center fielder, number 16, Andon Petty. Petty, the center fielder, and batting 9th for the Eagles. So the Eagles top third, Davis, Mazik, and Bell. The middle third, Heil, Klaus Keismore, Leiniger. And the bottom third, Smith, Denton, and Petty. They introduce the Eagle lineup right now as they come out, set down the helmet and bat, and they'll get to the Mustang lineup. And then we will have the national anthem and set the defenses before the first pitch. And what we'll do is we'll wait for the game time forecast to be released right before game time. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the national anthem, the game time forecast from our official Doppler Dave England forecast, and the first pitch of tonight's ball game. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. Back here live at Marble Falls High School, Marble Falls, Texas. Get ready for the start of the first inning. The Marble Falls field, a grass field, infield and outfield. Dirt across the infield, home plate, and the mound. 320 down the left field line and the right field line. 350 to the right power alley and left power alley, and 365 straight away. It's time, folks. Let's go to the official Doppler Dave England game time forecast for tonight's ball game from the Doppler Dave forecast weather desk. An interesting weather night in Marble Falls. Currently under a tornado watch here at the ballpark until 11 p.m. Sunny skies, winds out of the south-southeast at 15 miles per hour. First pitch temperature, 86 degrees with 37% humidity. The temperature will be cooling off to 76 degrees by the end of the game tonight. And we'll be closely watching the radar throughout the ball game with the storms around us. And Doppler Dave says, go Eagles. Thanks to Doppler Dave, our official Doppler Dave England game time forecast for Eagle baseball here on SHN. Bryce Atkinson will start on the mound for the Marble Falls Mustangs. He'll face off here in the top of the first inning against E.J. Davis, Zachary Mozick, and Reese Bell. Davis, Mozick, and Bell, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the Eagle lineup tonight. Defensively, for the Marble Falls Mustangs, Long in left field, Nikowski in center field, Cochran in right field, Curtis at third base, Carter at shortstop, Zamarripa at second, and Elwarchowski at first base. Isaiah Roman behind the plate, and Bryce Atkinson, the pitcher on the mound to start things off for the Mustangs. He'll be a right-handed pitcher who will start out of the windup against the right-handed hitting E.J. Davis. Davis steps in with a .423 batting average to start the season or the ball game. Takes the first pitch, high and inside for ball one. 1-0 the count to the second baseman E.J. Davis. This pitch, a ground ball right back to the pitcher Atkinson. He'll field it, run towards first base, flip it over to Elwarchowski. 1-3 on the putout. And E.J. Davis down for the first out of the ball game. That'll bring up the catcher, number 19, Zachary Mozick. Mozick steps in with a .523 batting average. Mozick will step in from the left side against the right-handed pitching Atkinson. Mozick readies in the box. Atkinson from the windup. The first pitch of the at-bat. It's low for ball one. 1-0 the count to Zachary Mozick. Bell, Heil. Hitters due up after Mozick here for the Eagles. Mozick back to the box. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 1-1 the count now to Zachary. The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss on a low pitch there. 1-2 now the count to the catcher, Mozick. Mozick back in from the left side. Atkinson shakes off the pitch. Now delivers the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Drop third, strike. Or he called it a foul ball. Said he tips it. So Mozick stays alive in the at-bat. So a 1-2 count still against the catcher, Zachary Mozick. Atkinson. It's the sign from the windup, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. And Mozick down on strikes for out number two. Just the sixth time Mozick has struck out this season. Now steps in Reese Bell, the first baseman. Bell steps in from the right side. He comes in batting .393 on the year. Bell had a highlight on Saturday. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike. He had a 3-run homer in the bottom of the first inning against the Glen Grizzlies that kind of set the pace for the Eagle win. Ended up being a 13-1 ball game. The 0-1 pitch to Bell. Misses for ball one. 1-1 the count. But Bell took it down the left field line. Got it up in that wind that was blowing right to left on Saturday afternoon. And started off the ball game with a Bottom of the first, 3-run home run. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss on the off speed. 4 strike 2. The wind straight into the face of the hitters tonight, straight over the outfield wall. Flag blowing straight towards home plate. The 1-2 pitch, low and outside, ball 2, 2-2 now. To the first baseman, Reese Bell. Landon Heil, the right fielder, in the on-deck circle for the Eagles here in the top of the first inning. 2 outs. Atkinson with the call. The 2-2 pitch. It's high. Bell swings at it. Fly ball sent out towards right field. The right fielder, Zamarripa, ranges over and makes the catch about 10 steps into the outfield. P4 in the book for out number 3, and the Eagles go in order here in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on. We go to the bottom of the first without a score. You're listening to Eagle Baseball here on SHN. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Eagles go quietly in order. The top of the first, Logan Smith, your pitcher tonight for the Eagles. He comes in with 4 wins on the year, no losses. This will be his 5th start of the season. He's allowed 11 hits, 5 runs, only 1 of them earned. He's walked 8, struck out 8, hit 4 batters, comes in with a 4.88 ERA. He'll face off against Carter, Roman, and Zamarripa here in the bottom of the first. Jake Carter steps in from the right side. The first pitch from Logan Smith is in there for a called first strike. Jake Carter, the shortstop, leads it off for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the first inning. Logan Smith from the windup, the 0-1 pitch. It's low for ball 1, 1-1 to count. Smith from the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Just misses outside, ball 2. 2-1 to count now. To the leadoff hitter, Jake Carter. 2-1 pitch. Cuts at the high fastball. Would have been ball 3. Instead, it's strike 2 on the swing and the miss. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Logan Smith from the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball down the first baseline. It stays fair just inside the bag. Quickly over his Heil, and it'll hold Carter to a single. But what a shot down the first baseline, just inside the first base bag for a leadoff single for Jake Carter. That'll bring up Isaiah Roman, the catcher. He'll step in from the right side with the runner down at first. Carter will lead off first base, be held on by Reese Bell. Smith from the stretch. First pitch high and inside, ball 1. To the catcher, Roman. Just the 12th hit allowed by Smith this year on the mound. Comes set, the 1-0 pitch. Sails high for ball 2. Different schedule here this week for the Eagles. Tonight on the road at Marble Falls, and then a Thursday night tilt. Pickoff attempt. Jake Carter dives back in safely. The Crosstown Classic between the Eagles and the Patriots of Eastview High School on Thursday night due to the Good Friday and the holiday weekend. Another pickoff attempt. Tag applied, but not in time. Carter dives back in safely again. 2-0 the count to Roman. So tonight we'll have this game here live, and then Thursday night, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch from Eastview High School. The 2-0 pitch popped up, and it goes back out of play into the parking lot. One bounce. And it misses the car. Strike one. Two and one to count to Roman. The 2-1 pitch. Roman pops it up down the right side. See if the wind's going to push it out. Here comes Heil on the run. See if he completes the catch. He crashes into the fence, unable to complete the catch. Here comes Coach Vieira down to check on Heil. He was in a full sprint. Try to make a play on that. Heil shakes it off, heads back out to right field. What an attempt there by Landon Heil. Good to see that he's all right. So the count goes to 2-2 on Roman. Two balls, two strikes to the catcher, Roman. No outs. Jake Carter, the leadoff hitter for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the first with a leadoff single. Leads on first base. Bell holds him on there. Logan Smith from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch, Carter off. The ball sails over the head of Roman. It went over Roman, but it tipped his bat. So foul ball, so Carter has to head back. The count remains 2-2. Otherwise, it would have been a full count and a runner at second base. That one went all the way back to the backstop. So the count remains 2-2. Carter leads off first. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And Roman down on strikes for out number one. First strike now of the ball game for Logan Smith. And that'll bring up the second baseman, number 14, John Zamarripa. He'll step in from the right side with one out. This is Logan Smith's 9th strikeout of the season. First of the ball game. Back to the stretch. The first pitch to Zamarripa, high for ball one. So back to it. No coaches show on Thursday night because we'll be live from Eastview High School for the Crosstown Classic edition number 2 here in the season. Logan Smith comes set. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one to Zamarripa. Kel Cochran, the right fielder, on deck for the Mustangs. Carter leads off first, held on by Bell. Runner takes off. Throw down from from Mazik, and bam, in time. What a throw from his knees. Zachary Mazik eliminates the runner. I believe it was a ball. So it'll be a 2-1 count to Zamarripa, but the runner erased on the caught stealing by Zachary Mazik. This pitch high to Zamarripa. 3 balls and 1 strike. The count to the second baseman. This pitch sails high in the first walk of the ball game by Smith. Issued to Zamarripa. So now a runner with 2 outs. Two to 6 on the caught stealing. Mazik to Denton for out number 2. So in steps Kel Cochran with 2 outs. The runner on first is Zamarripa. First pitch is a ball to Cochran. Kel steps in from the right side for his first at bat. Bryce Atkinson, the pitcher, on deck. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, foul ball. Not a miss, fouled off behind the plate, back to the backstop. So the count evens up at 1 apiece for the right fielder, Cochran. 1-1, the pitch on the wing, swing and a miss, the ball in the dirt. Mazik does a great job of blocking it out in front of him, not allowing Zamarripa to advance. And now a 1-2 count on Cale Cochran. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first. Logan Smith comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Low and in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Cale Cochran. 2-2. 2 outs. Runner on first. The 2-2 pitch. Up high. Mazick throws back behind the runner. Not in time as Zamarripa dives back in. Now a full count to Cale Cochran. 2 out walk has Zamarripa down at first base. Now a full count to Cale Cochran. With 2 outs, the runner will be off on the pitch. The payoff pitch. Misses for ball 4. Another 2-out walk issued here by Logan Smith, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Bryce Atkinson. 2 runners aboard with 2 outs. Second walk of the night, 10th on the season. That'll bring out Coach Payne for a visit with the Eagle infield. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment here on SHN Sports. Quick visit from Coach Payne. Logan Smith back on the mound to face against his counterpart, Bryce Atkinson, the pitcher for the Mustangs. The first pitch to him, fouled off back towards the third base dugout for strike 1, 0-1 the count. Runners on first and second. Zamarripa down at second, Cochran down at first. 2 2-out walks here in the first inning for Logan Smith. Eagles trying to get out of trouble here. Keep from any runs on the board. This pitch fouled off. Down the first base line, curls out of play. For strike 2. 0-2 the count. Logan Smith comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Atkinson lays off the high fastball. 4-1, 1-2 the count now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. A.J. Scoville, the designated hitter on deck for the Mustangs. Smith comes set. The runners lead off first and second. No one holds them on. The 1-2 pitch. It's in the dirt, blocked by Mazick. Zamarripa will scramble back. Nice play by the catcher, Mazick, there to keep it in front of him. In the dirt, 2-2 the count now to Atkinson. Hear the wind in the microphones. Good stiff breeze blowing in from the outfield. 2-2 pitch in the dirt as well. Full count now to Bryce Atkinson, the pitcher for the Mustangs. So another 3-2 count with 2 outs. Runners will be off from first and second. Zamarripa and Cochran. The runners at second and first base respectively. Logan Smith from the stretch. Comes set. The payoff pitch. Ball hit up the middle. It's going to be into center field for a hit. That'll score Zamarripa. Petty up with it, but is in with it quickly. So the runners only move up. Cochran moves up to second base. A single for Atkinson, but a big 2-out RBI single for the pitcher for the Mustangs. And the Mustangs take an early 1-0 lead. Second hit allowed by Logan Smith. A 2-out RBI single by Atkinson. The Mustangs lead it by 1. In steps A.J. Scoville, the designated hitter from the left side. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Smith set from the stretch. The first pitch to Scoville, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Scoville did not cheat himself on that swing. Took a big cut at it An 0-1 count now for the lefty. Logan Smith takes a look back at Cochran. Now he'll deliver the pitch. Ground ball down the first base line. It is fair, and it's into the corner. Heil chases it down. Cochran around third. He'll score. Atkinson being waved around third. He's going to head for home. Ball cut off by Bell, and it's a 2-run double by A.J. Scoville with 2 outs. Cochran scores from second base. Atkinson all the way around from first. A 2 RBI, 2-out double by the designated hitter, Scoville. Mustangs lead it by 3. In steps Kyle Curtis, the third baseman for the Mustangs. 2 outs, a runner at second. The first pitch to Curtis. Takes it for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, grounded out towards short. Wade Denton up with it. The fire across the diamond to Bell at first for the putout, and the Eagles get out of the first inning now after 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors. 1 runner left on. After 1 inning, it's 3-0. Marble Falls leads it over Georgetown. Back with more Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. To the top of the second inning, the Eagles find themselves down by 3 after 1 full inning. The Mustangs put up 3 runs on 3 hits. No Eagle errors and 1 runner left on. We go to the top of the second. Heil, Klaus, Keismore, and Leininger due up here for the Eagles. Landon Heil, the right fielder tonight, steps in from the right side. First pitch swinging. Strike 1 there. Atkinson threw 12 pitches in the first inning. This pitch just misses. 4-1, 1-1 the count now to Landon Heil. A 1-1 pitch from Atkinson. Stays high for ball 2. Atkinson struck out 1 in the first inning on 12 pitches thrown. Steps in here. The 2-1 count. And a ground ball down to the left side. The third baseman, Curtis, fields it on the run. Can't get a hold of it. And Landon Heil reaches base. We'll wait for the official score to show it on the board. They're going to give an error on the third baseman, Curtis. So Landon Heil, the first baseman of the ball game for the Eagles. So Klaus Keismore steps in, Ty, the left fielder. Steps in with no outs here in the top of the second. Landon Heil, the runner, down at first. El Wartowski holds him on at first. Bryce Atkinson now from the stretch. The first pitch to Ty Klaus Keismore is high for ball one. Pulls the bunt back. Takes it high. 1-0 the count to Ty Klaus Keismore. He had a great game on Saturday. Hit his first home run of the season. Come to find out, the first home run of his career. This pitch bunted out down the third baseline. Curtis, he'll field it with his glove. The throw to first on a stretch is El Wartowski. So the sacrifice bunt by Klaus Keismore moves Heil into scoring position with one out. So the sac bunt for the first out brings up Riley Leininger, the third baseman for the Eagles. Steps in from the left side, the sophomore. Atkinson looks back at second, fires the first pitch. It's low for a ball. 1-0 the count. To Riley Leininger. Leininger back in from the left side. The 1-0 pitch. Low and inside, ball two now. Riley ahead in the count. Logan Smith on deck for the Eagles. In the first inning, Nolan Jondal was up in the Eagle bullpen. He is back in the dugout now. Landon Heil leads off second. 2-0 pitch, and a ball sent down the right field line, and it's going to burn the right fielder. It hits off the wall on the fly. Leininger in standing with an RBI double. What a shot there by the sophomore Riley Leininger. He sends that one scorching over the head of Kel Cochran. And an RBI double for the third baseman. The Eagles back in business. Cut the lead to 2 now, 3-1. And in steps Logan Smith. Landon Heil scores on that from second base. Now Logan Smith steps in with a runner down at second and 1 out. Here in the top of the second. Atkinson comes set. The first pitch to Logan Smith, the ground ball out towards short. Leininger's off running. The shortstop thinks about going to third base and then fires across to first, but not in time, so Logan Smith reaches. See how they score that one as well. And that'll be an error on the shortstop. So 2 costly errors here now. Runners on the corner. E6 on that one. Allows Logan Smith to reach base. Jacob Faltasek will come in to run for the pitcher, Logan Smith. So the courtesy runner Faltasek at first. Riley Leininger, the runner down at third with 1 out. Wade Denton, the shortstop, steps in from the right side for his first at-bat. Andon Petty, the center fielder, on deck for the Eagles. Denton from the right side, Atkinson from the stretch. Runners on the corners. The first pitch to Denton, and he pops it up down the right field line. It bending right, and it looks like it's going to go out of play, and it does, just foul for a long strike. 0-1 the count to Wade Denton. Denton steps in with a .263 batting average on the year. Prior to that, Leininger had 6 RBIs. Now give him 7 on the RBI double. He stands down at third base. Eagles trying to put more runs up here. Trying to negate the 3-run lead the Mustangs took after the first inning. Atkinson comes set. The 0-1 pitch. A runner off from first. A throw down, but it's going to be cut off. And Chase Faltasek will still second base. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Ball to the batter, Denton, so 1-1 count. Runners in scoring position. The infield's going to play up on the grass. So Denton can get one through here. 2 runs will score. Faltasek with a big lead at second base. The pitch in the dirt. Good block there by Roman. The count down 2-1 to Wade Denton. 2 balls, 1 strike to the shortstop, Denton. His first at bat. Opportunity for some RBIs here. 3-1 your score. 2-1 count. The pitch in the dirt. Roman, another block, keeps it out in front of him. So the runners stay put. And now a full count, 3-1. Two-way Denton. And then Petty, the center fielder, on deck. Atkinson comes set from the stretch. We'll take a look at the runners. Delivers the 3-1 pitch. It's low and in the dirt. Ball 4. And now bases loaded with 1 out. Here in the top of the second for the Eagles. First walk issued by Atkinson here in the ballgame. And that'll draw a timeout from the Mustang coaching staff. And we'll take it with them. We're here in the top of the second. 3-1 your score. Marble Falls leads it. 1 out and bases loaded for the Eagles in the top of the second. Back with more Eagle Baseball in just a moment. Back here in the top of the second inning. Andon Petty steps in with bases loaded and 1 out. The Eagles already have 1 run across here in the top half of the second. Atkinson back to the stretch. He'll look at third and fire the first pitch to Petty. Petty takes it inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to the center fielder, Andon Petty. Doppler Dave was correct on that windiness out here tonight. Good breeze coming in out of the outfield. The 1-0 pitch taken for strike 1. 1-1 the count now to Andon Petty. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Bases loaded. Leininger down at third. The pitch low for ball 2. 2-1 to Andon Petty. Leininger down at third. Faltasek, the courtesy runner for the pitcher. Logan Smith down at second. Wade Denton at first. Atkinson delivers the 2-1 pitch. And a ball hit into center field. It's going to be caught. No, dropped off the glove of the center fielder. 1 run's going to score. Faltasek, he'll get to third, and he'll be held up there. All the runners had to stop, but the ball goes into foul territory off of El Wartowski's glove. But an error on the center fielder, Nikowski. That'll be the 3rd error of the inning for the Mustangs. And the Eagles get another run across on the E8. Leininger scores. Faltasek up to third, Denton to second, and Petty aboard. 3rd error of the inning for the Mustangs. That'll bring up E.J. Davis. First pitch sails over his head. For a ball, 1-0 the count. Comes back quickly off the concrete backstop. Right back to the catcher, Roman. 1-0 the count to E.J. Davis. Steps in with bases loaded and 1 out. 3 Mustang errors. Have allowed 2 runs and bases loaded here in the top of the second. This pitch is a ball as well. Different look here tonight. We bring it to you from the first base line. On top of the dugout is where the camera sits. The 2-1 pitch. Davis grounds it towards third. The third baseman fields it, but it's ruled in foul territory as a foul ball. So everyone will go back to their respective bases, and E.J. Davis steps back into the box. 2-1 now, the count, with 1 out. Here in the top of the second, bases loaded. Faltasek, the courtesy runner for Logan Smith, down at third base. Wade Denton at second, Andon Petty at first. The 2-1 pitch, high for ball 3. 3 Mustang errors combined with an Riley Leininger RBI double and a base on balls. E.J. Davis fouls this one off, back to the screen, so now a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. Full of Eagles. Good opportunity for the Eagles to tie this up or take the lead here in the top of the second after giving up 3 in the first. This pitch, ground ball down towards third. Curtis fields it. He's going to go home with it. Roman up, throws to first, but not in time. And a good call by the field umpire there. Good hustle by E.J. Davis to beat it out. But the run cut down at home. Nice play by Curtis. And so Davis reaches on the fielder's choice. Smith, or Faltasek, the courtesy runner, cut down at home. 5-2 on the putout for the second out. Denton moves up to third, Petty up to second, and in steps Zachary Mazik. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He struck out swinging back in the first. Steps in here with bases loaded and 2 outs. An opportunity for the big catcher to right the ship here. 0 for 1 on the night. Comes in with 10 RBIs on the season. Would like to have a couple more. Bases loaded with 2 outs. The first pitch to Mazik is high, outside, ball 1. Good job there against E.J. Davis, as Atkinson was behind in the count, 3-1. Comes back to get an out on the fielder's choice. So bases remain loaded with 2 outs now. The 1-0 pitch. Mazik pops it up on the infield to the left side. Curtis, the ball blown by the wind back towards the line, and Curtis takes the long way around but makes the catch. P5 for out number 3, and the Eagles are down here in the top of the second, but not before they get 2 runs on 1 hit. 3 errors and 3 runners left on base. After 1.5, it's 3-2. Marble Falls leads it over Georgetown. More Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The Eagles put up 2 runs on 1 hit, 3 Mustang errors, but leave 3 runners aboard on the inning. But cut the lead back to 1 for the Mustangs. The Mustangs will bring up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters here in the bottom of the second inning. Brady Elwartowski, Evan Nikowski, and Jake Carter due up for the Mustangs. Nolan Jondal back up in the dugout, or in the bullpen for the Eagles. As we go to the bottom of the second, Elwartowski steps in from the left side. Logan Smith from the windup. The first pitch, ground ball out towards second base. Scooped up by Davis. The throw to Bell at first in time. 4-3 in the book. 1 pitch, 1 out for the Eagles here in the bottom of the second. 32 pitches thrown in the bottom of the first by Logan Smith. So you like a quick start here to the second inning. He comes out, 1 pitch, 1 out. And in steps the number 9 hitter, the center fielder, Evan Nikowski. His first plate appearance of the ball game. The first pitch, ground ball out towards short. Wade Denton up with it. The fire across the diamond, but it's going to sail, and it's off the wall and fielded by E.J. Davis. It'll be an error on the shortstop, Denton. And Nikowski reaches base on the first Eagle error of the night. That'll bring up Jake Carter. He reached on a single in the top of the first inning, 1 for 1 on the night. That one from Denton coming right at you on the screen as we're set up here on top of the first base dugout, right at the end of the dugout towards the first base line, or first base bag. First pitch to Carter is a ball, 1-0 the count. Smith comes set in the stretch. The 1-0 pitch sells high for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Logan Smith, your normal everyday third baseman for the Eagles, on the mound tonight. 2-0 pitch in there for a called strike. 2-1 now. On Jake Carter, the shortstop. 1 for 1 on the night, but he was cut down. Caught stealing by Mazik. Beautiful throw down from his knees to get Carter. This pitch just a little low. You hear from the dugout. Where was that? Umpire signals a little low. So the count now 3-1 to the leadoff batter, Carter. The 3-1 pitch. Fouled off, back out of play over the grandstand. Off the red truck for strike 2. Three-two pitch. Carter pops it up on the infield, and the wind's going to hold it up. Wade didn't call for it. Moves in about 5 steps on the infield from the outfield grass for out number 2. So on the full count pitch, Carter pops up for out number 2. And that'll bring up Isaiah Roman, the catcher. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He struck out swinging in the first. Steps in here with 2 outs. Pickoff attempt. Nikowski dives back in safely. Pickoff attempt. Nikowski dives back in safely. Gets the hand in just before the tag by Bell. Isaiah Roman, the catcher, 0 for 1 on the night. Steps into the right side. Nikowski off and running. The throw down from Mazik. Not in time. Nikowski with a stolen base. So now a runner on second in scoring position. With 2 outs. The ball, first pitch was a ball to Roman. 1-0 the count to the catcher. Now with the runner, Nikowski, second base. Smith gets the pinch, comes set from the stretch. Fires the 1-0 pitch. Outside ball 2, 2-0 the count. Nikowski leads off second. Smith comes set. Look back to second. The 2-0 pitch to Roman. It's waved off. Roman called time. The home plate umpire awards it. Two and 0 to count to Roman, or 1-1 to count to Roman. I had 2-0. Now it's 1-2. Can't see what the home plate umpire called there. The board has it 1 ball and 2 strikes. We thought it was 2-0. This pitch in the dirt for a ball. See what the umpire holds up here. Should be 3-1 or maybe 3-2 now. We'll see what he calls. He will give no sign whatsoever. So we'll go with it. The board says 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball towards third. Fielded by Leininger, but it gets past him off his glove for an error. And Roman reaches base on the 2-2 pitch. Second error of the ball game for the Eagles, both here in the top of the or bottom of the second. The runner Nikowski moves up to third base. Courtesy runner at first base for the Mustangs. Number 3, Jet Zarita, the courtesy runner for the catcher Roman. That'll bring up John Zamarripa. Zamarripa 0 for 1 in the ball game. This is his first official at bat. He walked in the first. This pitch in the dirt, blocked by Mazik for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Zamarripa. Zamarripa walked, came around to score the first run for the Mustangs in the bottom of the first. Jet Zarita, the courtesy runner at first, leads off first, held on by Bell. Nikowski leads off third. Logan Smith set. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike one. 1-1 now the count. Cale Cochran on deck for the Mustangs. One pitch, fouled off back to the screen for strike two. Now Logan Smith ahead in the at-bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes over Zamarripa. Zamarripa chokes up, steps back in from the right side. Runners on the corners with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Smith comes set from the stretch. The 1-2 pitch. And a ground ball out to third. Leininger backhands it, throw across the diamond in time. And the Eagles get out of the inning with no damage. No runs on no hits. 2 errors and 2 runners left on base. After 2 innings, it's 3-2. Marble Falls leads it by 1. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. We go to the top of the third inning. 3-2 your score. Marble Falls leads it over Georgetown. Reese Bell leads it off here in the top of the third. Bell, Heil, and Klaus Keismore due up for the Eagles. Bell 0 for 1 in the ball game. Popped up to the second baseman for an out in his first at bat. Steps in here to lead things off in the third. The first pitch and a ball hit down the third baseline, but it just curls foul for strike one. 0-1 the count. Eagles sent 8 batters to the plate in the second inning. Only came around to get 2 runs. Left 3 runners on board after 3 big Mustang errors. Bill steps in to lead it off here in the third. The 0-1 pitch from Atkinson is in the dirt for ball 1. Evens up the count now at 1-1. Atkinson, 39 pitches through 2 innings now for the Mustangs. Back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. The 1-1 pitch skips in for ball 2. Bell back in from the right side. Atkinson from the windup. The 2-1 pitch. Bell grounds it foul down the third baseline, just past the third base dugout. The count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thursday night, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch. The Crosstown Classic in Georgetown. This time the Eastview Patriots will host. Georgetown was not friendly in the first matchup. 13-1 win for the Eagles. Reese Bell sends this one down the right field line, but it's going to curl foul for a foul ball. So Bell stays alive in the at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes with no outs here in the top of the third. 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors for the Eagles. 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 errors for the Mustangs. 3-2 lead for Marble Falls. Atkinson delivers the 2-2 pitch to Bell, and he fouls it off back out of play over the first base dugout. Bell fouls it off, stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Atkinson delivers, and Bell grounds it out towards short. Backhand there by the shortstop. He'll fire across the diamond in time by a step and a half to get Bell at first. 6-3 on the play for out number 1. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Landon Heil. He reached on an error by the third baseman, Curtis, in his first at-bat. Came around to score the first run for the Eagles. Steps in here with 1 out in the top of the third. Heil, the third baseman tonight. Correction, Heil, the right fielder tonight. Leininger, the third baseman for the Eagles. Heil in from the right side. The first pitch is high for ball 1. 12 pitches in the first inning for Atkinson. Marble Falls, 27 in the second. And delivers the 1-0 pitch to Heil. This one low, outside, off the glove of Roman for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Klaus Keismore in the on-deck circle for the Eagles. Two balls and no strikes to Heil. Atkinson from the windup. This one look down in the zone. Heil takes it and gets a called strike. 2-1 now the count. The 2-1 pitch. And he grounds it out towards short, in between short and third, into left field for a base hit. Goes off the left fielder. Heil will circle midway to second base, and he'll turn back and dive back into first base. Nice base hit there with 1 out for Landon Heil. Now 1 for 2 in the ball game. The second hit of the night is what I have for the Eagles. Ty Klaus Keismore steps in. He's in for his first official appearance. Sack bunt in his first at-bat. Steps in here, takes this pitch for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Ty with a .351 batting average. Steps back in the box from the right side. The 0-1 pitch. And he sends it down the third baseline. Curtis fields it on the backhand, throws across the diamond in time. Nice play by the third baseman, Curtis. 5-3 for the putout. Heil moves up to second base, and now 2 outs here in the top of the third. In steps Riley Leininger, the third baseman. Leininger 1 for 1 on the ball game. He had an RBI double off the right field wall in his first at bat that scored Landon Heil from second. Leininger steps in here. Landon Heil down at second again with 2 outs. Takes this one high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. To Riley Leininger. Atkinson from the windup. Now Leininger puts it into right center field. It's going to fall. Heil was off on the pitch since Atkinson was in the windup, and another RBI base hit for Riley Leininger. And we're tied up at 3 apiece. So the sophomore third baseman doing a job here tonight. An RBI single to right center field. Good recognition there by Landon Heil. Atkinson was in the windup. He took off immediately, and as soon as the ball was hit, he was already touching third base and headed for home. And now we're tied up at 3 apiece here in the top of the third. 2 outs and a runner on first. In steps Logan Smith. He reached on an error by the shortstop in his first at bat. Takes this pitch for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Smith. 3-3 your score now. The Eagles have come back to tie it up here in the top of the third. Leininger leads off first. Atkinson from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch Ground out towards shortstop. Has to wait for the big Hobbs. Amber Ripa fires across the diamond, or Carter fires across the diamond in time. And Logan Smith retired 6-3 on the putout. But not before the Eagles get one run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 runner left on base. After 2.5, we're squared up 3-3. More Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN. Go to the bottom of the 3rd inning here from Marble Falls High School, Marble Falls, Texas. The Eagles tie it up in the top of the 3rd. All square at 3 apiece as the Mustangs come to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Mustangs. Cochran, Atkinson, and Scoville. Cochran walked and scored in his first appearance at the plate back in the 1st inning. Steps in here to lead it off in the 3rd. First pitch is high for a ball. 1-0 the count. Pitch in there for a called strike. 1-1 now to the right fielder, Kel Cochran. Logan Smith in for his 3rd inning work from the windup. The 1-1 pitch fouled off back into the parking lot. 1-1 or 1-2 now the count. One and two, ball grounded down towards 3rd. Leininger fields it on the run. The throw, what a play! Riley Leininger fields it on the run and makes the throw on the run. He fielded it right by the bag. What a play there. 4 out number 1, 5-3 in the book to get Kel Cochran just about a half a step at first base. That'll bring up the pitcher, Bryce Atkinson. He had an RBI single in the 1st inning, scored a run. Steps in here with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. No runners on. What a play there. Put a gold star on that one for Riley Leininger. First pitch is high for ball 1 to Atkinson. 32 pitches in the 1st inning, 17 in the 2nd for Logan Smith, 49 through 2. In for his 3rd inning of work. The 1-0 pitch fouled off back into the parking lot. 1-1 the count now to Atkinson. This one taken for a ball. The 2-1 pitch popped up on the infield, but it's going to curl out of play into the stands. Watch your lips. Somebody make a catch with their hat, then threw it into the net. Nice play by the parental, but then threw it into the net, so a fan's having to bring it around. 2-2 now the count to the pitcher, Atkinson. Breaking news here on SHN, just in, hot off the press. Kelly Duvall will be in town for the call on Thursday night against the Eastview, the other high school in Georgetown, the Patriots of Eastview. The 2-2 pitch, ball sent into center field, and it's going to be a hit into left center field. Andon Petty over to cut it off. Atkinson's going to have to stay at first. A nice base hit for Atkinson, now 2 for 2 on the ball game. But Andon Petty did a great job of cutting that off and keeping Atkinson to a single. So now the Mustangs have a runner on base with 1 out. That'll bring up A.J. Scoville. He had a 2 RBI double in the bottom of the first. Left stranded at second base. So good to see as I look down at the updates on my phone. Kelly Duvall will be back in town to join us for the Crosstown Classic, second edition of the season on Thursday night. You're on SHN. First pitch into Scoville is a ball, 1-0 the count. One out here in the top of the third. A 1-out single by Atkinson. This pitch outside to Scoville, ball 2. That's good. Atkinson, the pitcher now, 2 for 2 on the night with an RBI and a run scored. Having himself a night at the plate. Nice little toss over by Smith. Atkinson dives back in safely. 2 balls and no strikes to the designated hitter, Scoville. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. 3-3 your score. The Mustangs with a runner on and 1 out. The 2-0 pitch high for ball 3. Nolan Jondo had been in the Eagle bullpen warming up the first and second innings. And heads right back down there just now. This pitch in there for a called strike. 3-1 now the count. The Marble Falls Vampires not in agreement with that 3-0 pitch called a strike. The 3-1 pitch to Scoville. It's in there for strike 2. Now a full count. Logan Smith fighting back. 3-2 now to the DH Scoville. Atkinson leads off first. The payoff pitch. Fouled off back to the backstop. Scoville stays alive in the at-bat. Nice pitch there by Logan Smith. Scoville, the lefty. The 2 RBI double in the first. Steps back in here. The payoff pitch from Smith. Foul ball. I thought he said foul ball. They're saying it hit him. I thought it hit the end of the bat the way it bounced. So Scoville down at first. The first hit better of the ball game for either team. So now runners on first and second with 1 out. Coach Vieira talking to the home plate umpire. I thought it hit off the end of the bat. The way Scoville opened up, he's not even acting like he got hit. And that, if it hit him, it hit his hands or his arm. And so the home plate umpire and Coach Vieira discussed that at home plate. To no avail for Coach Vieira's argument. I thought it was a foul ball as soon as he called it. I thought he said dead ball. But he gave Scoville the base. So now 2 runners on with 1 out. And that brings up the third baseman, Kyle Curtis. Curtis 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded out to the shortstop to end the first inning. Smith turns towards second, no throw. And Atkinson gets back. Atkinson leads off second, Scoville off first. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. The first pitch to Curtis is low for ball 1. Curtis up to bat. El Wartowski on deck for the Mustangs. Logan Smith comes set. A look back at second. The 1-0 pitch to Curtis. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 to count. This pitch hit out towards third base, but gets in between the hole. But in quickly is Ty Klaus Keismore to cut it off. Base hit into left field by Curtis, and now bases loaded with 1 out. That'll bring up Brady El Wartowski. Liger went for it, but it was in between second and third base into left field. So now the corners are in. They'll try to cut a run at home and turn to a double play at home, or at least get the lead runner out at home. The middle infield, a double play depth. Denton and Davis. Wartowski, the left-hander, steps in. 0-for-1 in the ball game. Grounded out to Davis at second base in his only at-bat. Steps in here with bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the third. The first pitch to Wartowski. He'll take it high and outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Brady Wartowski, the first baseman for the Mustangs. 3-3 your score here in the bottom of the third. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. Mustangs threatening here in the bottom of the third. Bases loaded with 1 out. Couple of singles and a hit by a pitch. Have the bases loaded. Wartowski, the 1-1 pitch. Takes it for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wartowski. Evan Nikowski, the center fielder, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, on deck for the Mustangs. Smith comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Sails high for ball 2. 2-2 now the count. To the first baseman. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Wartowski down for out number 2. A big pitch there by Logan Smith, his second strikeout of the night, 10th on the season. That brings up Evan Nikowski, the center fielder. He's 0-for-1 in the ballgame, reached on an error by the shortstop, Wade Denton. Back in last inning, was left stranded at third base. Now, good job here by Logan Smith. Wasn't sure, but wanted to be positive, so he calls out the catcher, Zachary Mozick, to the mound. They discuss some things. Bases loaded with 2 outs for the Mustangs. The number 9 hitter up to bat, Evan Nikowski. Hit a ground ball to the shortstop, Denton. In the bottom of the second, Denton's throw sailed high for an error. First pitch from Logan Smith to Nikowski. Just misses for ball 1. Leadoff batter grounded out to the third baseman Leininger on a beautiful play by Riley. And then a single, a hit by pitch, and another single as the bases loaded for the Mustangs. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 to Nikowski. Brady Wartowski, the first baseman, struck out for out number 2. And that's where we sit right now. Bases loaded, 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third, the 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Good block there by Mozick. Ball 2 to Nikowski. I'm excited. Thursday night, Kelly Duvall will be with us on that big game, the crosstown rivalry. This one's in the dirt for ball 3. 3-1 the count now for Nikowski. Nowhere for Smith to put him. Got to go after him here with 2 outs and the bases loaded. 3-1 your count. The Crosstown Classic on Thursday night here on SHN. The 3-1 pitch in there for a called strike. Full count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The runners will be off on the pitch. Logan Smith shakes off the first sign. Gets his sign, comes set. The payoff pitch. Just misses and not sure where. Logan Smith came a running. Ball 4. That was a beautiful pitch in the bottom part of the zone. And called the ball. And here comes Coach Vieira out of the dugout. So 4-3, the Mustangs take the lead on the 2-out walk. I think there's going to be a pitching change here for the Eagles. And it looks like Nolan Jono will come on to pitch. We'll bring you the change here in a minute. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN. No, now on to pitch for your Eagles is the junior, number 12, Nolan Jondal. Jondal comes into the ball game. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. 1 run across. The Mustangs with a 4-3 lead. The leadoff batter, Jake Carter, steps in. 1 for 2 on the night. The first pitch from Jondal, fouled off. Back out of play over the press box for strike 1. Logan Smith goes 2 2/3 innings, allows 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Struck out 2, walked 3, hit 1 batter. Still responsible for these runners on board. The 0-1 pitch, a fly ball sent into left field. Ty Klaus Keismore ranges over towards the line, makes the catch, F7 in the book, and the Eagles get out of the inning with only 1 run allowed. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. 3 runners left on base. After 3 innings, it's 4-3. Marble Falls leads it over Georgetown. Back with the 4th inning. More Eagle baseball in just a moment. Go to the top of the 4th inning, 4-3 your score. The Mustangs over Marble Falls sent 7 batters to the plate in that last inning, but only got 1 run across, left the bases loaded. So the Eagles find themselves down by 1 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Bryce Atkinson back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. He's thrown 56 pitches through 3 innings. Steps in here to face off against the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Denton, Petty, and Davis due up for the Eagles. The first pitch, a line drive into left field, and it's right at the left fielder Long. 1 pitch, 1 out on the L7 for out number 1. That'll bring up Andon Petty. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Reached on an error by the left fielder. Actually, I think that was Petty reached on the error by the center fielder. He dropped that ball, not the left fielder. I apologize. On that E8. So Petty steps in, takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count. 0 for 1 on the night is Petty. Bases empty with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. The 0-1 pitch. Petty line drive past the second baseman into right field. And a 1-out single for Andon Petty. Gets things going for the Eagles here in the top of the 4th inning. Brings us back to the top of the lineup, and E.J. Davis. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to the pitcher in the 1st inning. Reached on the fielder's choice and left stranded at first base in the 2nd inning. Steps in here with 1 out and a runner on first. E.J., the second baseman tonight, in the leadoff position in the lineup. Atkinson will step off, reset himself with the catcher Roman. Davis gets back in the box from the right side. Barking coming from the Georgetown dugout, trying to get fired up. 1 out and a runner on here in the top of the 4th. Down 1 to Marble Falls. A pickoff attempt. And Petty dives back in safely. Wartowski holds him on at first. A big opportunity there in the bottom of the 3rd for the Mustangs with bases loaded and 1 out. And they only got 1 run. This ball popped up down the right field line, but curls out of play into the parking lot. So it's a 0-2 count on 0-1 count here on E.J. Davis. Petty off first. The pickoff attempt. Now they've got him in a pickle. Wartowski runs him to second. Here comes Petty back towards first. The race is on. Now the flick over. And he slides underneath. Gets underneath the tag by Atkinson. He tagged up high towards the helmet. And Petty gets back in safely. What a job there. And here comes the coach for Marble Falls. So the discussion in the middle of the field. Going to ask for help on that one. So the field umpire will come tuck to the home plate umpire. For never moving out far from behind the plate. If he overrules this one, I'll be surprised. He did not get down the line very far during that rundown. He's going to overrule him. Oh, and Coach Vieira won't last long in the dugout here. He's got to come. I'm sure he's coming out to argue that. Yep, here comes Coach Vieira down the 3rd baseline. He's coming all the way across the field to talk to the field umpire. And Coach Vieira's argument is that's not an appealable call. So he's talking to the field umpire, asking how he's even asking for help. That's not appealable. It's a judgment call by the field umpire, who's in the middle of the field watching the rundown happen. Coach Vieira fired up here and not happy. And he's got an argument. This umpire is out here in the middle of it. The home plate umpire never got about as far as he is right now at the dirt, up the line to even get a view on that. Coach Vieira not happy. Coach Vieira fired up. He's coming across the diamond now to talk to the home plate umpire. Now Coach Vieira in the ear of the home plate umpire. And he has a valid argument. So we'll see what happens here. Now he's moved from the field umpire to the home plate umpire. So it's going to be an out at first base. They're going to call Andon Petty out. So it'll go from, it'll be a 1-3-6-1 on the pickoff. 0-1 to count to E.J. Davis now with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now to count to Davis. The questionable umpiring in Tasso baseball continues here over the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot of arguments in different ball games throughout the district. Base hit into right field by E.J. Davis to keep the inning alive with 2 outs. And now a runner on first with 2 outs. A base hit for E.J. Davis into right field. That'll bring up Zachary Mozik. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. He'll step in here with E.J. Davis down at first base. Eagles still trying to fight back, down by 1 here in the top of the 4th, 4-3. Marble Falls leads it. Pickoff attempt. Davis dives back in safely. Wartaski holds him on at first. Mazak will step out. Reset at home plate from the left side. Steps in here with one runner on. 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Atkinson set the first pitch to Mazik. And a ball hit out towards the middle of the infield. The second baseman up with it. He'll fire to first, but not in time. Oh, my gosh! There's 2 horrible in a row, and the Eagles down in the top of the 4th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. And 1 runner left on base. And here's Coach Vieira arguing again. He has a great argument. This is an appealable call compared to the other one. So we'll see what happens here. Coach Vieira. Oh, yeah. We'll see what happens here. Now the field umpire to come talk to the home plate umpire. It's a good hustle down the line. Looked like the throw from the second baseman. Zamaripa pulled El Wartowski away from the bag, but called out by the field umpire. So now the question between the two as they discuss it down at home, midway down towards home plate. But as it sits, it'll be no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We'll see what happens. They continue their discussion. Mazik stands at first, E.J. Davis at second. Zamaripa made a good play charging. Only play was to throw to first. But as he threw across his body, it looked like it pulled El Wartowski away from it. But tough call either way you go. And, of course, they're going to call him out. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Back with more Eagle Baseball in a moment on SHN. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 4-3. Marble Falls leads it by 1. The due up. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Mustangs. Roman, Zamaripa, and Cochran. Roman steps in, 0 for 2 on the night. First pitch from Jondal is high for ball 1. Nolan Jondal came in, threw 2 pitches to get out of the inning in the bottom of the 3rd. Steps in here for his first full inning of action. A 1-0 pitch hits Roman. So the Mustangs have the leadoff man aboard on a hit by pitch. Courtesy runner should be coming out here for the catcher, Roman. Guess not. He'll stay on the bag this time. In steps John Zamaripa, the second baseman. He's 0 for 1. He walked and scored a run in the first inning. Grounded out to the third baseman, Riley Leiniger. In inning number 2, steps in here with no outs and a runner at first. Nolan Jondal steps off. He'll reset as Mazik gets set behind the plate. Zamaripa from the right side. Jondal set from the stretch. Roman leads off first, held on by Bell. The first pitch. Missed somewhere for a ball. 1-0 the count. 1-0 the count to Zamaripa. Roman off first. The 1-0 pitch. Ball sky high. The wind's going to keep it on the infield. Leininger comes charging in, middle of the infield. It's off his glove, so he's going to have a play at second base. So an out forced at second. That ball started out like it was going to shallow left field, and Leininger had hit off his glove just by the pitcher's mound. So an out recorded. So Zamarripa ends up reaching on a fielder's choice as Roman is forced out. 5-4. 4 out number 1. That'll bring up Kel Cochran. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. He walked, scored a run in the first, grounded out to Leininger to start off the last inning for the Mustangs. A beautiful play by Leininger on the run to make the throw. The 1-0 pitch. Inside, ball 2. Bryce Atkinson, the pitcher, on deck for the Mustangs. 2-0 pitch from Jondal. 2-1 now on the called strike. Beautiful pitch there by Nolan. Jondal comes in with a, oops, we're not looking at the pitching stats there. I'll have to get him, I apologize. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 now. To Kel Cochran, the right fielder. Jondal comes in. Fifth appearance on the year. 9.2 innings pitched before this appearance tonight. The 2-2 pitch. Jondal will step off and reset. Zamarripa leads off first. Reese Bell holds him on there. Jondal set from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off back to the screen. Cochran continues the fight here in this at-bat. 1 out. The bottom of the 4th. 4-3 your score. Marble Falls leads it by 1. 3 runs in the first, 1 run in the third. Georgetown 2 runs in the second, 1 in the third. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking pitch taken all the way, and not sure how that one missed for a ball, but it did, and it's now 3-2. The payoff pitch, Zamarripa off. Strikeout called, the throw down. Davis dropped the throw down, tried to tag Zamarripa as he slid past the bag, but he got back quickly. So 2 outs on the strikeout. First strikeout for Jondal. Second out of the inning. And now Bryce Atkinson steps in with a runner down at second and 2 outs. He's 2 for 2 on the night. He has 2 singles, an RBI, scored 2 runs. Steps in here in the bottom of the 4th. The runner at second and 2 outs. The first pitch to Atkinson, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Jondal with 8 strikeouts on the year now. Steps off. Looks back at second now, addresses the mound. No balls and 1 strike to Atkinson. Jondal comes set from the stretch. A look back at second. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled off. Back over the first base dugout. Out of play. Into the parking lot. 0-2 the count. Oh, and 2 now to Atkinson. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Nolan Jondal set from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. And a ball sent out into right center field, and Andon Petty drifts to his left about 5 steps, makes the catch for out number 3. And the Mustangs are down here in the 3rd. No runs on no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After 4 innings, it's 4-3. Marble Falls by 1. Back with the top of the 5th and more Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. go to the top of the 5th inning live here at Marble Falls High School. I would say it's a beautiful night for high school baseball, but it's a crazy night, lots of wind. But it has turned out to be beautiful here in Marble Falls. I hope everybody is all right in the path of that storm. I know it went up through Georgetown, Florence, into Harker Heights and Killeen. Got family there, so hopefully everyone is okay as those storms pass through. And down in the San Antonio area was going as well. So a lot of people in the path of these storms tonight. But a night of baseball here in Marble Falls as we go to the top of the 5th inning. 4-3. Marble Falls leads it by 1. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters do up for the Eagles. Bell, Heil, and Klaus Keismore. Reese steps in, 0 for 2. First pitch from Atkinson. Misses outside off the glove of Roman for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Atkinson in his 5th inning of work now. 63 pitches thrown through 4 innings. As he steps in here for the top of the 5th inning. Reese Bell popped out to the second baseman, grounded out to the shortstop. Grounds this one down the third base line, but it's going to trickle foul. And now the count 1-1 to Reese. The wind sets 12-15. It gets breezy. Sometimes it feels like more, and then it dies. And poor American flag out there just getting whipped around. Reese Bell sends this one into right field. A right fielder, Cochran, drifts back, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. F7 in the book, or F9 in the book. I apologize for out number 1. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Landon Heil. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Reached on an error by the third baseman. Singled in the third. Scored 2 runs so far here in the ball game. Steps in with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Here comes one of those gusts of wind. Right into our face here on the first baseline. First pitch misses for ball 1 to Heil. The 1-0 pitch, low for ball 2. 2-0 the count to the right fielder, Landon Heil. Back in from the right side. Atkinson from the windup. The 2-0 pitch. Called strike 1. 2-1 now. To Heil. .452 batting average coming into tonight. Fouls this one off back behind home plate for strike 2. Count evens out at 2-2 now for Heil. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 4-3. Marble Falls with 3 runs in the first, 1 run in the third. The Eagles with 2 in the second and 1 in the third. The 2-2 pitch. Heil grounds it out towards short. Backhand by the shortstop. His throw across the diamond, but not in time. Heil down the line quickly, an infield single, and he's now 2 for 3 in the ball game. And a 1-out base runner aboard for the Eagles. That'll bring Klaus Keismore up. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. A sacrifice bunt in the second. And then he grounded out to the third baseman in the third. Steps in here with 1 out and a runner on first. Heil will lead off first base with 1 out. El Wartowski holds him on there. Klaus Keismore from the right side. Takes this one low for ball 1. Roman came up ready to throw back behind Heil. Had a handful of dirt in the glove there as he reached for the ball. Just held on to it. 1-0 the count to Klaus Keismore. Atkinson looks over at first, comes set, the pickoff attempt. Heil dives back in safely. Atkinson from the stretch. A look at first, now comes set. The 1-0 pitch to Klaus Keismore. Outside, ball 2. 2-0 now the count. So the different angle look tonight, just to make sure those who just joined us didn't hear earlier. We are set up on top of the first base dugout where the Eagles are housed tonight, just due to logistics here in Marble Falls. So a different angle and having to man the cameras and move them around. So doing the best we can here with our 2-man crew and this windstorm going on. The 2-0 pitch. Not going to be made now as Atkinson took his time. Klaus Keismore talls time, steps out, regathers, and back in the right-handed batter's box. Coach Pierre with the signs. Landon Heil leads off first. Atkinson set the 2-0 pitch. It's low for ball 3. Klaus Kismore way ahead in the count. Got to talk about it more than once or twice. Ty hit his first home run of his career Saturday against the Glen Grizzlies, a 2-run bomb down the left field line. Got around the base path in a hurry. Takes this one, the 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike one. 3-1 now the count. Ty circled those bases and was greeted at home by the RBI he put in, Reese Bell, the other home run hitter for the day. And he was excited. We got to talk to him after the game. What an experience. This ball, foul ball, down the first baseline, curls out of play. And it's now a full count. So a full count here to Klaus Kismore with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Landon Heil down at first. A 1-out infield single for Heil. He leads off. He'll take off on the pitch. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Nope, foul ball. Back behind home plate. So Heil will head back to first base. He got a good jump there. And Ty fouled it off to stay alive. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Mustangs trying to hold on to the lead. The Eagles trying to manufacture another run and tie it up. Down 4-3. Pickoff attempt. Heil dives back in. Nice pickoff attempt there by Atkinson. And Heil safe. Expecting him to take off again. Now Atkinson comes set. The 3-2 pitch. And a foul ball back to the screen. Next pitch will be the 8th one of the at-bat for Klaus Kismore. A good at-bat here, drawing some pitches for him. Atkinson, who's into his 5th inning of work. 63 pitches on the way into the inning, now well over 70 for the night. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Heil at first, the pickoff attempt, dives back in safely. El Wartowski with a swipe tag, but not in time. So we'll reset and do it again. Atkinson set, Heil leads off. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled off at home plate off of himself. Good job of staying alive here in the at-bat by Ty. Riley Leininger on deck for the Eagles. The third baseman, 2 for 2 on the night with 2 RBIs. Scored a run. He's got a double and a single. Trying to get to him in the lineup. Keep the inning alive here. 1 out. The payoff pitch to Klaus Kismore in the dirt. Ball 4. And 2 runners aboard with 1 out. Leininger steps in now. Only the 2nd walk allowed of the night by Atkinson. But that's going to draw a visit from the home dugout. And we'll take it with them. You're listening to Eagle Baseball. We're here in the top of the 5th. Back with more Eagle Baseball in just a moment. Back here live on the campus of Marble Falls High School. We're in the top of the 5th. 2 runners on for the Eagles with 1 out, and Riley Leininger steps in from the left side. First pitch. Called strike 1 on the outside corner. Leininger 2 for 2 on the night, a double, a single, 2 runs, or a run scored, 2 RBIs. And has an opportunity here to do some work for the Eagles with 2 runners on and 1 out. The 0-1 pitch. And it hits Leininger, bases loaded with 1 out. And that'll bring up Logan Smith, your designated hitter. First batter hit by Atkinson. Here in the ball game, Leininger trying to shake that one off as he walks down to first base. Took it off that lead right leg. So now Landon Heil down to third. Klaus Keismore up to second. Leininger down at first. Logan Smith 0 for 2 in the ball game. Reached on an error in the second inning. Grounded out to the shortstop in the third. Steps in here with bases loaded and 1 out. Infield playing up on the grass to try to cut the run at home. Atkinson set from the stretch. The first pitch to Logan Smith. And he'll take it in for ball 1. Atkinson throwing a lot of pitches here now in the 5th. 63 coming into the inning. 20 already here in the inning. This one misses. Low and outside. 21 pitches now in the inning. So up to 84 pitches on the night is Atkinson. In a jam here. The Eagles, bases loaded and 1 out. Down by 1. Any ball into the outfield should score a run. The 2-0 pitch, and Logan Smith yanks it down the third baseline, but well out of play. 4 strike 1, 2-1 now the count. Logan Smith has 11 RBIs on the year, looking for his 12th, 13th, 14th, how many ever he can get. The 2-1 pitch. Misses inside now, 3-1. Take a walk here. The walk will tie the game at 4 apiece. Atkinson comes set in the stretch. 3-1 the pitch. And it misses ball 4. An RBI walk for Logan Smith. Landon Heil scores. We're squared at 4 apiece. The Eagles have come back to tie it again here in the 5th inning. The third walk is issued of the night for Atkinson, and in steps Wade Denton. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He walked, was left stranded on third, and then lined out in his last at bat. A shot to the left fielder long for an out. So he's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Bases loaded, 1 out. Infield still in. The first pitch to Denton, low for ball 1. Five pitches here in the inning already for Atkinson. The 1-0 to Denton. He holds up on a swing. Takes it for ball 2. The next pitch by Atkinson will be his 90th pitch of the night. He comes set. The 2-0 pitch to Denton. Fouls it off. Strike 1. 2-1 the count. 4-4 your score. The Eagles have scored 1 here in the top of the 5th to tie it up 4-4 against the Mustangs. Atkinson set. The 2-1 pitch to Denton. He'll take it for a strike. 2-2 the count now. To Wade Denton. Andon Petty, the center fielder, on deck. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. He waits for his opportunity for the Eagles next. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Atkinson delivers. Denton swing and a miss, strike 3. Just the second strikeout of the ball game for Atkinson, but a big one there. Now 2 outs for the Eagles here in the 5th. Bases loaded and in steps Andon Petty. He reached on an error by the center fielder back in the second inning, singled in the 4th, but was caught stealing in the pickoff, the 1-3-6-1 pickoff. Takes this one in the dirt for ball 1. The pickoff /safe/appeal appeal out. And Petty was out no matter what. But now an opportunity for 2 outs. The infield back to regular distance. Bases loaded. The 1-0 pitch in there for a called strike. 1-1 the count now to Andon Petty, the center fielder. The leadoff batter, E.J. Davis, on deck for the Eagles. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Bases loaded. The 1-1 pitch. Up high, ball 2. 2-1 the count now. Petty back in from the right side. Atkinson set from the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking pitch driven down the right field line, but it just curls foul before the first base bag. So the count goes to 2-2 now. To Andon Petty. So now a battle for Andon Petty. Opportunity here. A base hit scores at least one, or if not two. The Eagles tied it up already. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball out towards third. The third baseman fields it. He's going to throw across the diamond and does in time. Instead of stepping on the bag at third. And the Eagles are out of the inning, but not before they score one. On to one hit. No errors and 3 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th, tied up 4-4. More Eagle baseball in a moment on SHN. Go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 4-4 your score. The Eagles come back with 1 run in the top of the 5th to tie it up at 4 apiece. Now the Mustangs come up with the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here in the bottom of the 5th. Scoville, Curtis, and Wartowski. Scoville steps in, 1 for 1 on the night. Takes the first pitch for a strike from John Doe. 13 pitches in the last inning, 15 overall. Here in relief. This one popped up on the left side of the infield. Leininger starts towards shortstop, now back towards the line, and makes the catch right by the third base bag for out number 1. P5 in the book. And that will bring up Kyle Curtis, the third baseman. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Scoville had a 2 RBI double in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third and left stranded. Now 1 for 2 on the night. In steps Curtis. He's 1 for 2 on the night. First pitch to him in there for a called strike. Jondal came in, threw 2 pitches to get out of the third. Pitched the 4th and now into the 5th for the Eagles. The 0-1 pitch low for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Curtis grounded out to the shortstop in his first at bat in the first inning. Singled in the third and left stranded at second base. Steps in here with 1 out. Fouls this one off. Now behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes to the junior right-hander, Nolan Jondal. Brady Wartowski, the first baseman, on deck. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. A swing and a miss. And Curtis down for the second out of the inning for the Mustangs. Second strikeout of the ball game for Nolan Jondal. 4th of the game for the Eagle pitchers. And with 2 outs, that brings up Brady Wartowski. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Grounded out to second in his first at bat. Struck out swinging in the third inning. Steps in here with 2 outs from the left side. The first pitch. He takes it. Not for strike 1. Called a ball. 1-0 the count to Wartowski. The 1-0 pitch. Misses for ball 2. 2-0 the count now to the first baseman. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. 4-4 your score. The 2-0 pitch. Misses just high for ball 3. 3-0 now the count to the first baseman, Wartowski. Jondo comes set. The 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike 1. No, outside. Ball 4. He missed everywhere but across the plate in that at bat. So a 2-out walk issued. First walk by Jondal, fourth of the night by Eagle pitching. And that allows a 2-out base runner. And in steps Evan Nikowski. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded or reached on an error in the second inning, left stranded at third. Takes this one. Low for ball 1. And then walked in the third. Got an RBI in that base on balls as the bases were loaded. Full of Mustangs. Left stranded at first in that inning. Steps in here with 1 out and a runner, or 2 outs and a runner at first. Takes this one inside for ball 2. So Nolan Jondal's got to settle in now. 2 quick outs. And you got to like that there. Your senior shortstop Wade Denton starts to talk to Jondal. Slow him down, get the process going, and that'll bring Coach Payne out of the dugout for a visit to the mound. We'll take a quick break. Be back with more Eagle baseball on SHN. Quick visit there from Coach Payne. Now back at it. Pitch fouled off the top of the first base dugout. I'm trying to get my trusty sidekick here. Pay attention, almost hit her. So 2-1 the count. 2-1 the count to Nikowski. Jondal comes set. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball towards the third base line. Off the third base dugout. And the count runs even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Nolan Jondal looks over at first, comes set in the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 swinging, and the Eagles are out of the inning here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 strikeouts for Jondal. Way to come back, down 2-0 on that count. The Eagles, or the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 5th. No runs on no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on. After 5 innings, it's tied 4-4. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. Go to the top of the 6th inning. A new pitcher on for the Mustangs. The right fielder, Kel Cochran, number 13, comes in to pitch. Atkinson goes to second base, and the second baseman, Zamarippa, moves out to right field for the Mustangs. So Atkinson, through 5 innings, allowed 4 runs. Gave up 4 hits. 2 of the runs are earned. 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, hit 1 batter. He threw 87 pitches on the night. And in steps Cochran to take over here in the top of the 6th. He'll face off against the top of the lineup for the Eagles. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up. Davis, Mazik, and Bell here in the top of the 6th. The first pitch, outside, ball 1. E.J. Davis steps in, 1 for 3 in the ball game. A ground out in the first inning, reached on the fielder's choice in the second, singled in the fourth. Steps in here to lead things off in the top of the sixth. Second pitch, low and outside, forward ball 2. 2-0 the count now to the second baseman, E.J. Davis. Cochran from the windup, the 2-0 pitch. Laced into left field for a base hit. E.J. Davis, his second hit of the night, and he leads off the sixth with a leadoff single. What a job by the second baseman, E.J. Davis, his second hit of the ball game. And that brings up Zachary Mozik, the catcher. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Mozik will step in from the left side. Davis leads off first. El Wartowski holds him on there. Cochran looks over. Mozik squares the bunt. The runner off on the pitch. The throw down. E.J. Davis will slide in safely at second. Mozik pulled the bat back and took the pitch. Roman, a good throw down, but not in time. E.J. Davis with the stolen base. Want to know the count to Mozik. Stolen base for E.J. Davis, his first of the ball game. Now the leadoff man aboard and down at second in scoring position with no outs. The 1-0 pitch, high and outside, ball 2 to Mozik. Kel Cochran, the right-hander from started in right field, now on the mound for the Mustangs here in the sixth inning. 4-4 your score. The 2-0 pitch. It is in there for a called strike, 2-1. A little bit different look. Less speed here out of Cochran compared to the starter, Bryce Atkinson. Cochran shakes off the first sign, gets his sign, now comes set. A look back at second. The 2-1 pitch. Mozik fouls it off back out behind the press box for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Mozik chokes up on the bat. The 2-2 pitch comes from Cochran with no outs and a runner at second. Cochran will look back at Davis. Now delivers the 2-2 pitch. Base hit, or nope, to the right of the second baseman. Atkinson backhands it, throws the first. Thought it got past Atkinson. He backhands it, makes the play, 4-3. But that'll move the runner up just 90 feet away from scoring now to third base. So one out here in the Eagle half of the sixth, and that brings up Reese Bell. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game as well. A pop out to second, ground out to short, and a fly out to the right fielder. In his last at bat, steps in here with one out and a runner at third. Cochran comes set from the stretch, the first pitch, and Bell drives it down the third baseline, but it curls foul off the storage unit for strike 1. 0-1 to count to Reese Bell. Way out in front of that one, but delivery from Cochran. He'll come set now in the stretch, the 0-1 count. The pitch in the dirt. Nice block there by the catcher, Roman. 1-1 the count. That one gets past Roman there. E.J. Davis scores, and the Eagles take their first lead of the ball game. But a good job by the catcher, Isaiah Roman. Keep that in front of him. 1-1 the count to Reese Bell. One out, runner at third. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at the ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Bell. Due up next, Landon Heil, the right fielder. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game. He's scored 3 of the 4 runs the Eagles have. He's 2 for 3 on the night. He waits on deck. Bell back in the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cochran delivers. Bell takes this one low and outside. Ball 2. Count evens up now at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. E.J. Davis leads off third. Cochran comes set in the stretch. Looks up at Davis. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Full count now to the big first baseman, Reese Bell. Cochran comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and a ball down in the dirt. Roman throws down anyway. No need as the umpire had signaled an out. And Bell down on strikes for out number 2. First strikeout for the reliever, Kel Cochran. Third strikeout of the night for the Mustang pitchers. And in steps Landon Heil, the right fielder. 2 for 3 on the night, scored 3 runs, got 2 singles. Opportunity here to knock in the go-ahead run here in the top of the 6th. First pitch, misses low for a ball. Want to know the count to Heil. Cochran comes set, the 1-0 pitch. Heil takes it for a called strike, 1-1 the count. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt, low for ball 2. Good block there. Sound like a broken record, but a great job by the catcher Roman tonight for the Mustangs. He is going to be bruised up after this ball game, but doing a great job behind the plate for the Mustangs. The 2-1 pitch to Heil. That one came in pretty low, but called a strike, so the count evens up. 2-2 now to the right fielder, Landon Heil. E.J. Davis singled, stole second, moved up to third on the ground up by Mazik. Still there with 2 outs now here in the top of the 6th. The 2-2 pitch. Misses low, ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Landon Heil back in from the right side. Ty Klaus Keismore on deck. Should the inning get extended? Cochran will step off and reset himself as Heil steps out. 4 runs apiece. 3 in the first, 1 in the third for the Mustangs. 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth for the Eagles. The payoff pitch to Heil. And a ball hit into left field, base hit, an RBI 2-out single, and it gets messed up by the left fielder. Heil's going to try to stretch this to second base. He'll slide in, safe, what a play! Landon Heil doing work with 2 outs here in the 6th, and the Eagles take their first lead of the night, 5-4. Tell you what, Landon Heil has just been putting on a show the last few ball games, and none bigger than tonight. 3-2 pitch with 2 outs and drives it into left field. A single, an RBI, advances to second base. After the left fielder Long couldn't get a grip of the ball. A huge RBI single there by Landon Heil. Klaus Keismore steps in. He's 0 for 2 in the night, 0 for 1 on the night. Takes the first one low in the dirt, forward ball 1. He sacrificed bunted in the first to move the runner up. Heil, who ended up coming in to score, grounded out to the third baseman and then reached on a walk and left stranded at third. Steps in here 0 for 1. Takes this pitch, grounds toward the third baseman. He'll fire across the diamond. El Wartowski digs it out for the 3rd out of the inning. And the Eagles are down here in the 6th, but not before they get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. After 5.5, the Eagles have their first lead, 5-4. Come back with the bottom of the 6th here in Marble Falls with more Eagle baseball. to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Marble Falls High School. The Eagles take their first lead in the top of the 6th, 5-4. Nolan Jondal on to work for his 3rd inning of work. First pitch. Inside for ball 1. He'll face off against the 1, 2, and 3 hitters here in the Mustang lineup. Carter, Roman, and Zamarripa. Carter 1 for 3 on the night. The single. Got caught stealing after that single in the top of the 1st. Popped out to the 3rd baseman and flew out to the left fielder. Takes this one. Low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. The Eagles with that run in the 6th take their first lead, 5-4. Jondal from the windup. The 2-0 pitch. It's high for ball 3. Eagles have a pitcher up in the bullpen right now. The 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike. 3-1 the count now. Jondal has completed 2 1/3 innings. He's thrown 30 pitches so far coming into this 3rd full inning of work. The 3-1 pitch to Carter is high and inside, ball 4. So a leadoff walk for the Mustangs. Second walk issued by Jondal, 5th of the night by Eagle pitchers. So Carter will head down to first base, and that'll bring up Isis Roman. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out in the 1st, reached on an error in the 2nd, and then was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Steps in here with no outs and a runner at first. Jake Carter, the shortstop, leads off first. Reese Bell holds him on there. Jondal from the stretch. Pitcher warming up. Pickoff attempt. Carter dives back safely. I believe it is number 11, senior Scott Beam, warming up for the Eagles in the bullpen. Jondal comes set from the stretch. Roman squares around the bunt and lays it out. Off the mound is Jondal. He'll fire to first in time for the out. 1-3 on the sack bunt. Roman retired. Moves the runner up into scoring position with 1 out. So now the right fielder, John Zamarripa. Steps in here. He's 0 for 2 on the night. He reached on a walk and scored in the 1st. Grounded out to 3rd in the 2nd. Reached on a fielder's choice and left stranded at 2nd in the 4th inning. Steps in here with 1 out and a runner down at 2nd. Zamarripa moved to right field in the top of the 6th. When Cochran came into pitch, Atkinson moved to 2nd. So now the right fielder, Zamarripa, in the bat. The first pitch to him is in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Kel Cochran, the pitcher, is on deck. Followed by Bryce Atkinson for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 6th. 5-4. Georgetown leads it by 1. Took their first lead in the top of the 6th. Here in the bottom of the 6th, a runner on 2nd with 1 out. The 0-1 pitch. Missed somewhere for a ball. 1-1 the count. Totally different aspect from calling the game here from the end of the first base dugout. Not seeing where these balls are coming in at comparative from behind the plate when we're in the booth at home or up in the stands. The 1-1 pitch to Zamarripa. Ground ball. It's off the glove of Jondal out towards second base. On the run is E.J. Davis. He makes the play in time. What a play by E.J. Davis. Jondal, it went off of his glove. Davis charged, fielded it barehanded, and made the throw on the run in time to respell. The runner moves up to 3rd, just 90 feet away, but now 2 outs. So that one recorded as a 1-4-3 put out for out number 2. And in steps Kel Cochran. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Walked and scored a run in the 1st, grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd inning, and then struck out looking in the 4th. First pitch, then there for a called strike. Oh, and 1 to count to Cochran. John Doe from the stretch. Carter leads off first. The 0-1 pitch in there. Called strike two. Beautiful off-speed pitch. 0-2 now the count to Kel Cochran. John Doe comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And the Mustangs leave a man stranded at third here in the bottom of the sixth. No runs on no hits, no errors, and one runner left on base. After 6 innings, 5-4, the Eagles lead it. We'll come back with the top of the seventh. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN. Go to the top of the seventh inning, 5-4. The Eagles lead it over at Marble Falls. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here in the top of the seventh. Leininger, Smith, and Denton for your Eagles. Leininger 2 for 2 on the night. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike one. He had an RBI double in the second, an RBI single in the third. Was hit by a pitch and left stranded at second in the fifth. Kel Cochran on for his second inning work for the Mustangs. The 0-1 pitch to Leininger. Outside, ball one. 1-1 now the count. 22 pitches thrown in the first inning of relief for Cochran. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch to Leininger. And a check swing, pardon me. Tried to hold it back and put it right into the Marble Falls dugout. 1-2. Now the count to Riley Leininger. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch in the dirt. 2-2 now the count to Riley Leininger. Leading it off here in the top of the seventh for the Eagles. Leininger came into the ballgame 227. He's helped that out with a 2 for 2 night. The 2-2 pitch. Making a 3 for 3 night. He puts a leadoff single into right field. Riley Leininger, the sophomore third baseman, doing a job here tonight. A nice leadoff single into right field. That'll bring up the pinch hitter, designated hitter, I apologize, number 5, Logan Smith. Logan steps in, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Reached on an error in the second. Grounded out to short in the third, and then reached on a base on balls in the fifth. Left stranded at first there. Steps in here with one out, or no outs, and a runner on first. Leininger leads off first, held on by Elwartowski. Cochran from the stretch, the first pitch. And Smith will bunt. A high bouncer. Roman tries to field it. The throw down in time. Just enough time to get Logan Smith, but the sacrifice bunt works. Logan Smith moves the runner up with one out. A beautiful sac bunt there. And now the runner Leininger down at second base with one out. Wade Dent will step in. 0 for 2 on the night. Reached on a base on balls. Left stranded at third base in the second. Lined out to left in the 4th and struck out swinging in the 5th. First pitch here misses for ball 1. 2 runs in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th for the Eagles for their 5 runs. 3 in the 1st and 1 in the 3rd for the Mustangs for their 4. This pitch was nice and low, but called strike 1 on Denton. So the count goes to 1-1 to Wade. Wade, the shortstop tonight here for the Eagles. Steps in, 1-1 the count with 1 out, runner down at 2nd. The 1-1 pitch. Denton hits it out between short and 3rd. The shortstop fields it. He'll throw across the diamond. Not in time. Wade Denton getting down the line. That a baby. A 1-out infield single. Shortstop Carter took his time, and Wade Denton motored down the line, and now 2 runners aboard with 1 out. And Petty steps in for the Eagles. An infield single now. That'll bring a visit from the Marble Falls coaching staff, and we'll take a timeout with them. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 5-4, the Eagles lead it. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. The visit to the mound ends. Cochran stays in. Andon Petty steps into bat. 1 for 3 in the ball game. He's got runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The Eagles lead it by 1, trying to put some more runs on the board here in the 7th. Petty in from the right side. Cochran, the first pitch to Petty, stays high for ball 1. Petty reached on an error by the center fielder in the 2nd inning. Singled in the 4th and then grounded out to the 3rd baseman in the 5th. Steps in here with runners on 1st and 2nd and 1 out in the top of the 7th. This one in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher, Roman. 2-0 the count to Andon Petty. E.J. Davis, the 2nd baseman, on deck for the Eagles. He's 2 for 4 in the ball game. 2-0 the count to Petty. Cochran delivers the 2-0 pitch. It's high, ball 3. 3-0 the count. Riley Leininger at second base. Wade Denton at first. Leininger led off the inning with a single to right field. Sack bunt by Logan Smith moved him to second, and then Wade Denton beats out an infield single. The 3-0 pitch up high, ball 4. Oh, my. Petty lays the bat down on ball 4. It's called a strike. 3-1 the count. Now to Andon Petty. Cochran comes back set in the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. And Petty will foul it off down the first baseline. So the count now full on the foul ball by Petty. 3-2 the count with 1 out. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Petty back in from the right side. Cochran comes set in the stretch. The payoff pitch. Petty sends it into left center field. The left fielder Long on the run. He'll make the catch as he falls to his knees. 4 out, number 2. F7 in the book. And now with 2 outs, in steps E.J. Davis. The runners stay put. Davis steps in, 2 for 4 on the night. A ground out in the first inning to the pitcher. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd, singled in the 4th, singled in the 6th, then came around to score the only run there in the 6th. The important go-ahead run for the Eagles. And that's where we sit right now, 5-4. EJ steps in here with 2 outs and runners on 1st and 2nd. Cochran set from the stretch. The first pitch to Davis. And a ball sent into center field. Nikowski Backs up a step, now comes in, and will make the catch for out number 3. F8 in the book, and the Eagles are down here in the top of the 7th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 5-4, the Eagles lead it. Marble Falls, their last opportunity to come back here in this game. Back with more Eagle Baseball on SHN in just a moment. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Nolan Jondo on to pitch in his 4th full inning of work. To face off against the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Atkinson, Scoville, and Curtis. First pitch fouled off into the parking lot for strike 1. 0-1 to count. 0-1 to Atkinson. Jondo from the windup. The breaking pitch misses just low, 1-1 to count. Atkinson 2 for 3 on the night. An RBI single in the first, came around to score a run. A single in the third, scored a run, and then flew out to the center fielder in the 4th. This pitch. Not sure where that one missed, but it was below 2. Since coming into the ball game, Jondo's worked 3 1/3 innings, allowed no hits, no runs, struck out 4, walked 2. This pitch sails 1. 3-1 to count. The 3-1 pitch fouled off, back out over the press box, off a car in the parking lot. And the count runs full now on Bryce Atkinson. A.J. Scoville, the DH, on deck for the Mustangs. The payoff pitch fouled off back to the screen, and Bryce Atkinson stays alive. Nice job there, fouling that one off and staying alive. Atkinson pitched 5 full innings for the Mustangs. Takes this one just inside for a ball, and a walk issued to the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 7th by Jondo. That'll bring up A.J. Scoville. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. A 2 RBI double in the first, hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and then popped out to the 3rd baseman in the 5th. Coach Vieira comes out, and that's going to be all for Jondo. And here it comes, number 11, senior pitcher Scott Beam. The lefty comes in replace of Jondo. Nolan doing a great job here tonight in relief. He went 3 1/3 innings, struck out 4, walked 3, hit 1 batter. Threw 47 pitches. And he'll leave for Scott Beam, 3rd pitcher of the night for the Eagles. The lefty comes in here with 1 out and a runner, or no outs, and the runner at first. Jondo responsible for the runner at first base. Beam comes in. This will be his 7th game to appear in. He's got a 1-0 record. He's allowed 3 hits, only given up 1 run. It was earned. He's walked 1, struck out 4, hit 1. Has a .913 ERA. Thrown 7 2/3 innings this far in relief this year. Comes in here with the Mustangs trailing by 1 in the bottom of the 7th. They need a run across to stay alive, 2 to win it. The Eagles need 3 outs to get out of here with the victory. Like Kelly Duvall and I have said many a times in our broadcast, any team on any night at any place in this district can beat any other team. And this is a good ball game. The errors have been made, but these Mustangs have recovered from their errors. Bryce Atkinson pitched a great 5 innings of baseball for the Mustangs. He threw 87 pitches, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, hit a batter. Threw 87 pitches, but he did a great job on the mound for the Mustangs. Now Scott Beam on for the Eagles. The lefty faces off against the left-handed DH, A.J. Scoville. Beam comes set, pickoff attempt. Atkinson back to the bag in time. Atkinson leads off. Reese Bell holds him on at first. Scott Beam comes set in the stretch. The first pitch, low and outside. Atkinson gets thrown down behind. Bell throws it down to second. Now they're going to get him in a rundown. The throw down to first. Bam! What a play! 2, 3, 6, 2. No, 2, 3, 6, 3 on the caught stealing. And that's not what the Mustangs needed there. Mozick threw behind him, and Atkinson kind of caught precariously off the bag. 2, 3, 6, 3 on the caught stealing, pickoff, whatever you call it. But a great play for out number 1. 1-0 the count to Scoville. Now he takes the next pitch and drives it down the right field line, but it's going to curl foul out of play for strike 1, and the count moves to 1-1 for the Eagles. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. The Mustangs down to their last 2 outs. A big play there for the Eagles to get Atkinson picked off the base pass. 1-1 the count. Beam now to the windup. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled off at the plate over towards the third base dugout for strike 2. Kyle Curtis, the third baseman, on deck for the Mustangs. He's 1 for 3 on the night. He awaits his turn. Scoville back in the box from the left side. The 1-2 strike pitch. Strike 3 swinging. It's in the dirt. Mozick blocks it to the inside. Throws down to Bell for the putout. 2-3. So a good strikeout swinging for out number 2. 2-3 on the putout from Mozick to Bell. First strikeout for Beam. And now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. In steps Kyle Curtis, I believe, unless there's a substitute. Looks like a pinch hitter. If it's anybody, it's got to be Hudson McBride, number 22, the only sub actually here listed on the card for the Mustangs. So pinch hitting for Kyle Curtis will be number 22, Hudson McBride. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Off the mask of Mozick. So McBride steps in. 1-0 the count. Mustangs down to their final out here to try to come back. The 1-0 pitch popped up on the infield, but it's going to get out of play back behind the grandstand for strike 1. Hop over the fence into the parking lot. A 1-1 the count now to McBride, the pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 outs. The Eagles trying to hold on for the 1-run win. Scott Beam, the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2 to McBride. McBride fouls off the 1-2 pitch, stays alive in the at-bat. Beam back on the mound in the windup. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball out towards third. Leininger on a hop. Fields it. Throws across the diamond. Bell will tag out McBride for the 3rd out of the inning. And the Eagles hold on for the win. The Mustangs here in the 7th. No runs on no hits. No errors and no runners left on base. The ball game is over, and the Eagles come back and win this one 5-4. Quick timeout back to wrap it up. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN. Back here at Marble Falls High School, the ball game is over, and the Eagles come back to win this one 5-4, scoring the final run in the 6th inning to take the first lead of the night. Coach Vieira joins us. Coach, any team on any night in this district could win a game.
For sure.
Your Eagles came fighting back. Yep. Walk us through that one.
Yeah, so Logan went out and competed his tail off. We made a couple defensive mistakes early to gift a couple runs. And then we ended up being able to scratch back and manufacture a couple late. And then you got Landon Howell gets down his last strike at the end there and ends up getting the big knock to drive in the go-ahead run.
Oh, wasn't that beautiful? Landon Howell had a beautiful game. Riley Leininger stepping in at third base. A lot of some defensive things you don't normally see with Wade Denton out at short. But players making plays tonight when they just had to be made, and this team just doesn't quit. Yeah,
no, this team at no point is just going to fold over and take it. They're going to stay in the fight the entire time. That's one thing that these dudes do really, really well. So you got Logan Smith goes out and competes, and we pass the ball off to Nolan Johndal. He gets a second district outing, and he gives up 3 scoreless, I think it is, 4 scoreless.
No hits allowed for Nolan. Yeah, struck out 4. Just a great night.
Just absolutely competed his tail off and does a great job. And he passes the ball off the beam there at the end, and he goes and collects it as well.
How big of the one play that kind of sticks out here right at the end, how big is that pick off of Atkinson there? No outs, a runner on first. And you go down and Mazik throws behind him. They get him in that pickle and get him out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great job of, first of all, Mazak knowing that he's got the chance to throw it behind him. And you got Reese Bell who freaks out and kind of throws it, shorts him a little bit. But then Wade Denton picks it up, slows it down, and we're able to collect the out just by doing a little stuff right. So hats off to our guys being able to compete the tail off and never giving up at any point in time and still being able to scratch it out.
So a good district win, tough win, but one you want to get on the road. Now a quick turnaround. Thursday night we'll be at the Crosstown Classic here at Eastview. That's an important one as well.
Yeah.
What's tomorrow look like for the team? A little easier with a quick turnaround, like 2 days, or?
Yeah, we're gonna have a short, easy practice. We're gonna get after it. We're gonna focus on some detail stuff and get back at it and see kind of what we need to fix and give the boys a little rest and then get back at it on Thursday.
Thanks for visiting with us, Coach.
Awesome.
See you
Thanks,
Thursday
Wally.
night at Eastview.
Thank you.
The Georgetown Eagles come back and win this one tonight, 5-4 over the Mustangs here in Marble Falls, and what a night it was. You got to give credit where it's due. This team just does not give up. They keep fighting for each other. Some big hits at key moments for these players, and a big district win on the road. 7-2 now is the district record with the night. Thursday night, the Crosstown Classic at Eastview High School. Kelly Duvall will be with us there on the call at Eastview High School. Join us live here, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch. And we'll talk more about this one as we wrap it up there at Eastview. We'll talk about it as we welcome in Thursdays. And stay put. Remember, Thursday night, we'll bring about the new edition, the official Doppler Dave England Game Time Forecast live here on SHN. Thanks for joining us tonight. Remember, it never costs you a dime to be kind. The Eagles victorious on the road, 5-4 over the Marble Falls Mustangs. See you Thursday night live on SHN.